never skimp on quality work. I've had days when I first started and I was there at 7:30. Bit of a different video here today, guys. I just wanted to shed some little experience that I have about how to run a business. Yeah, simple stuff, but listen along, especially if you're new in the water blasting game or any business at all. All it comes down to is quality of work. You do good quality of work, you're going to get those referrals. So don't focus on your pricing, focus on good quality work. How much do I quote for this? How much do I quote for that? All that kind of stuff. Honestly, you don't learn, I feel like you don't learn how to quote properly until you've been in the business for about a year, or you've had a really good mentor to help you through it, or basically someone to hold your hand and quote for you. But even if someone's holding your hand and quoting for you, teaching you, they're doing it for you and you're not learning anything. You don't learn, you know, you can be told so many times how to do things and you don't actually learn it until you do it yourself. But the way I look at it is, you know, put your quote in. You're either going to get accepted or not. There's always going to be someone lower than you, and chances are there's going to be someone higher than you. Most companies and things, or whoever, will go for the middle quote anyway, or they'll go for who sells their product the best, or you know, how they heard of you. If you're getting found from Google, your chances, I would say, of getting a quote across the line, say if they've asked 10 companies for quotes, I'd say you've got 1 in 10 chance of getting that job. If you've been either seen doing the neighbour's house, or they've seen you doing the work, or you've been referred to by a friend, you know, a friend says, hey, I've got this guy, he just cleaned my house, he does a mean job, your chances of getting that job sold are 80%. Like, you're pretty well over the line, unless you're ridiculous quoting. Either way, too low, people are going to think, what the fuck is this guy doing? Too high, and they're going to think, well, it's not worth the investment unless you sell it ridiculously well. Whether you get accepted or not, whether your quote's too high, cool, quote's high, mean as. So you can either go and you get the job accepted. Say you, top of my head, you're quoting $2,000 and it takes you a day. Awesome. You can either do one thing. You can rub your hands together and go, sweet, I just made mean profit today, I can reinvest that back into the business. Or two, if you had a real good relationship and you can tell from the customer, you can always tell from the customer what kind of person they are. If you can tell from the customer he's the kind of bloke that's going to go to the local fishing club and have a beer with his mates this Friday coming up, and you know he's going to tell them that you're a good bastard, you can say, look mate, hey, this didn't take as long as I thought it would, you know, I'm going to drop 5% off the quote, or off the quoted price or whatever, and he'll think you're an absolute legend. He'll go tell all his mates for the next week or two before he forgets about you, and he will forget about you until he needs his building washed again, but at least then, you know, he's planted the seed. So that's one way you can do it. Now, if you quoted low and he accepted your quote, that's all good. It's work. You're working. You're out there generating income. Now, say you quoted $1,000 for the day. It's all good. You're going to pay your wages. You're going to pay your insurances. You're going to pay your chemical costs. You're going to pay your running costs, all that kind of shit. You know? That's cool. You've made enough to keep you going. If you're only quoting $1,000 a day, you are not making profit. You're not going to grow your business, but you are going to stay afloat, and that's all good. You know, to be honest with you, you're treating water, when it comes to a quiet period, you're going to be screwed. If you're doing everything correctly, if you're paying your taxes and everything, you're going to be screwed. But basically, any job you do, whether you've underquoted it or not, as long as you're not the $99 guy or the guy that's doing, you know, a big job for $500 when you should really be charging $1,200, $300, $1,300, whatever. These are just numbers as well, remember. Don't take these into, you know, fuck an idiot. Yeah, sorry, guy just pulled out on me. Yeah, as long as you're not ridiculously underquoting, you are winning. You're working and your business is turning over. You're making enough money to pay your wages, to feed your family, to pay your bills, to pay your insurances, pay all that stuff. You're winning. As long as you're doing a good job. It's the moment that you do a shit job that your business will suffer, or you ridiculously underquote, like the $99 guy trying to get the job. If you are quoting enough to survive, you've planted the seed once again. These people are going to see, holy shit, this guy does a great job. You have a good chat to the customers who are in whatever building, whether it's a house or a building or whatever. Plant that seed. They are going to go, once again, to their kids' sports games, to the pub, out for dinner, to their parents' house for dinner, whatever. They're going to be doing, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be doing something on that weekend that they're going to go, oh yeah, we had our house washed on during the week. Bloody hell, this guy was a good guy. Oh yeah, I've actually got his details here. It's planting seeds. It's all working. Now what you've got to do though is learn from that. So you work out your square meterage, how much I charged for that sort of thing. And even square meterage doesn't even work. Half the time I don't even look at square meterage. I just look at a building and think this is how long it's going to take. But anyway, you can work out, that's what I charged per square meter for that job. Sweet as. I've measured this job, give you a rough ballpark figure. What I'm trying to get at is, as long as you're working and you're not working for free or for ridiculously low prices, as long as you've got a decent price out there, doing good work, that's all that matters. Doing quality work that someone's going to refer you, your business is growing. Okay, you might not see that growth in the first 6 months. It might take over a year for those customers to come back to you and say, hey look, you know, you did our house last year, can you come back and do it again? Or you did our business last year, it's getting a bit grimy again, can you do it again? That's what you want. You want to do a good quality work. Never skimp on quality work. I've had days when I first started and I was there at 7:30 at night with my lights on my ute on, trying to get these jobs done properly. Shit, I'd quoted enough for the job, but I didn't quote how long it was gonna, you know, all I wanted to do though was get good results for the customer, and that's all I had in the back of my mind. Yeah, so this is not financial advice. This is not how you should run your business advice. Don't take this literally or anything like that. Take this with a grain of salt. This is only my opinion. I'll probably have 10 people out there say, you're a dickhead, this is how you meant to do it. It's all good. I don't care. I'm running my business the way I want to run it, and without sounding like a fuckwit, I'm making a good wicket. So yeah, each to their own, okay? But yeah, always happy to help guys, point them in the right direction. I understand, me myself as well, I'm not going to lie, you get a bit sick of saying, how much should I quote for this? How much should I quote for that? How much should I quote for this? Learn from what you're doing. Alright, that's the biggest thing you can do. And best thing you can do, quality work. That's all you need to be doing. You will get work as long as you're doing quality work. The moment you do shit work, because if you underquoted and you're cutting corners now to try and make money on that job, you're fucking shooting yourself in the foot massively. Take it on the chin. Sweet, I underquoted this one. When they get me back in a year, I'll revisit the quote. Good quality work. Cop it on the chin. Make a little bit less profit for that day. Do good quality work. That's all it comes down to. Well, cheers guys. Anyway, yeah, I've rambled on. I'm just a guy from New Zealand that doesn't know fuck. So yeah, cheers guys.